Hey, welcome to Fluketronic. So what you've been listening to is a new flute from Harold Chambers. This is called the Meditation Tuning. The way I was playing it there is the way it was designed. So you're playing from the second hole. We'll get into some particulars on that in just a bit. So first of all, let's just kind of take a look at it. So there are 5 different woods on this flute. Make sure I got them all. So on the back is Peruvian walnut. Top is mahogany, a little bit lighter wood. The bird or the nest is olive wood. And then yellow cedar with an ebony ring at the top. So 5 different woods, some carving, very pretty flute, and just sounds great. So yeah, happy to have this from Harold. So let's talk about this tuning. So as I understand it, I'll give you a link down to Erik Sampson, also known as Erik the Flutemaker's page. So this particular tuning came about as kind of a happy accident while he was trying to not sure what the tuning he was actually going for, but as he tells it, kind of stopped and was going to check the tuning and wasn't what he was going for, but he liked it so much he just left it alone. Now his original design was a side-blown flute, transverse, and Harold has changed that, kept the same tuning, but put it in a Native American style with a slow air chamber, and the raised nests and all that. So that's pretty cool. Now let's talk about the tuning a little bit. Just kind of playing up and down the scale. It has that just great kind of exotic sound to it, and so that was kind of what attracted me to getting this flute. It's like, what is that? I've never heard anything like that. So first thing I did when I got it was to put it on a tuner and figure out what the notes were. So it's actually E flat, all holes covered is E flat, and then if you uncover the bottom hole, you get E. So Erik considers and Harold consider the root note is actually the E. So then you go from E to F sharp to G, and then you got this big gap up here, so you jump all the way from G to B, and then C sharp, and all holes off is, or all fingers off is a D. And then you get some notes in the upper octave. We'll look at that again in a minute. So I punched those into a scale finder, and I found out that you're missing the A note in between the G and the B. But if you had that A note, it would just be an E Dorian. So I was kind of bummed when I found that out. I thought it was going to be a lot more exotic than that. So it's basically an E Dorian scale missing the 4th degree of that scale. So all the other notes are straight up E Dorian, which is not all that exotic. It's basically what you would get from say a low D whistle or a high D whistle even. If you play from the second hole, you're getting an E Dorian scale. So that's what you'd get with this. Now the bottom note being just a semitone down from the root, that is outside the Dorian scale. So maybe just that small difference gives you kind of more of that exotic feel. Okay, so let's talk about some other aspects here. So first of all, there's a lot of missing notes in there, and you can actually get them, a lot of them, with some cross fingering. So let's try that, and we'll try a chromatic scale as best I can do it, up from the very bottom, starting with the E flat. So let me angle the camera down so you can see the fingers that I'm using. So definitely some cross fingerings to get some of the in-between notes. So let's try that. Okay, so as you heard, the notes between the G and the B, there's 3 notes in there. You can actually get those with simple cross fingering, right? So if you lift, going from G to B, if you instead use these, you can get the G sharp, the A, and the, wait, yeah, G sharp, A, and A sharp before you get to the B. And it does take a little bit of breath control to get those in tune, but they're there, and that's cool. And then the other notes, the F natural, you need to get with a half hole. I couldn't find a cross fingering for that one. And then the C on the top, yeah, the C natural on top really needs a half hole. Might be a cross fingering for that one. Yeah, you can get just with the both index fingers, gives you a C natural. And B natural there. And B flat. So yeah, lots of cross fingerings with the top 2 fingers of the left hand and 2 or 3, 1, 2 or 3 fingers on the left hand. So that, or the right hand, sorry. So that's pretty cool. A lot of cross fingering and half holding possibilities with this flute. So let's talk about the other possibility here. So if you want to go exotic, don't treat the second hole as the root, but just use the E flat. So what happens if you do that? Let's just take a listen. So using the E as the root is a much more complicated scale. You've got all these half tone, semitone, and there's like 3 semitone note runs in there. So you get all these little crazy chromatics. I tried looking that up, and it's missing a couple of notes, but the closest scale for that is called the Moorish Phrygian. So if you're looking for the musicologist name for that, it's Moorish Phrygian. Now it is missing the A flat and the B flat in the middle of that scale, but like I showed, you can get those 2 notes with cross fingering. So if you really wanted to play Moorish Phrygian, you can do it, and I'll probably try that upcoming on the channel. So there you go. I think we'll close out today with just a little more improv, and yeah, let's do that. All right, thanks for watching.